Hi, my name is Bill, and today I'm going to be showing you how to replace the burner valve on your stove. The reason why you would have to do this is because the valve is leaking gas or because the shaft is hard to turn. For this repair, we'll be using a putty knife, a 1/2-inch wrench, a Phillips head screwdriver, a pair of needle nose pliers, and 2 pairs of channel locks. Warning: before doing any repairs, please disconnect your power source. So this is the stove we're going to be using for this repair. It's a Whirlpool. Keep in mind, yours at home might be a little bit different than what we've got here, but the same techniques should still apply. The first thing you want to do is make sure you turn your gas off. So to take our gas line off, I'm going to use 1 pair of channel locks, and I want to hold on to this part right here. And I'm going to use our other pair of channel locks in order to grab the line. And I'm going to twist both of them in opposite directions. That way we're not spinning endlessly while we're trying to loosen it. Now I've got that loose, I can undo it by hand the rest of the way. So the next thing we're going to do is remove the grates from the top of the stove, as well as the burners and the burner caps. And now I have to remove all the burner screws from the stove top. Now that I've got all the screws off, I'm going to be using a putty knife, sticking it in the side right here. There's going to be a little clip. Push it in on it, and lift up on the stove top. We're going to find that clip, push in, and lift up. Lift up the back so it goes over the tabs, and then you can remove it just like that. So this piece in here is our burner valve. To get that off, we're going to have to unscrew this piece here. We're going to have to take off the top cover plate, and we're going to have to unscrew a screw that's in here. So to get all this stuff off is we're going to take off all of the knobs, and all you have to do is just pull them straight out. Now we have to remove the 2 screws on the front panel. And now I've got 2 screws underneath that I've also got to remove. And now with all those screws removed, I can just pull forward and the entire piece comes off. Now I'm going to remove the screw that's holding this piece on here. While you turn it, if for some reason the aluminum pipe is starting to turn with it, just give it some support, because that's a fragile piece and you don't want to end up breaking that while you're unscrewing this. So now that the screw's off, you can just remove this clamp, set it off to the side. So now I'm going to use my 1/2-inch wrench, and I'm going to loosen this connection here, and I'm going to hold this pipe in place as I do that, just being careful not to twist it too hard with that first twist, because you don't want to bend that pipe. Once I've got it loose, I can undo it the rest of the way by hand. And now I'll remove the screw here. And we can set this piece off to the side. So now the next thing we're going to do is remove this front plastic piece, and that'll just pop right off. And that'll expose the wires here. So we're going to have 2 thin pieces of metal that are going up right next to each other. They're not touching. You want to make sure that you just take note of where they're at so that you can put the wires back in a little bit more easier when you're putting it back together. So we're going to remove them nice and carefully. And if it comes off like that, it's not too hard to put it back on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna put this little tiny clamp right here back around the wire where it was, and just let it rest like that. The next thing we have to do is remove this black plastic piece. We've got another piece on the end here as well, so we'll take that off. And grab that plastic piece and remove that. Now you should be able to just wiggle this plastic piece off the burner valve. So we've got two clips diagonal from each other to get this off the rest of the way. We're going to pull those clips apart and then push the burner valve out. Now you can grab your new OEM replacement burner valve. If you don't have one already, you can find one on our online store. So now we're going to put the plastic piece back on. To do that, we're going to make sure that this gap underneath lines up with that part of the burner valve, and they'll fit nicely together. So you'll just clip that back into place. Now we'll get the black little plastic piece that was on there, and that's also going to have a D-shaped hole on it. So you're going to line up the D-shaped hole with the valve and push this plastic piece back on. And finally, you've got that little retaining clip that was on the end, so we'll put that on as well. So now you're going to line up these little pieces of metal on the wire with the slots that they were in originally, and just slide it in like so. So now we're going to line everything back up to where it was before. There we go. The wires are nice and tight in there, and those little metal pieces are in their correct slots. So now we'll put the plastic faceplate on, and that'll clip back into place. So now we'll put the bracket back on, and once that's on, we'll screw it back down. So we're just going to screw this down. And keep in mind that the top of this burner valve goes into the pipe, so there shouldn't be any need for you to have to line anything up. It should all be lined up already. So we'll screw that down nice and tight. So now we'll put the burner assembly back on. Once it's hand tightened all the way, we'll get our 1/2-inch wrench again. And keep in mind, you just want to hold the tube in place so that it doesn't twist while you're tightening. And make sure you don't over tighten it or crack the tube in any way. To put the front faceplate back on, I'm going to tilt it a little bit to get underneath that lip, and then just let it ride up and make sure that it goes over these two tabs on the end. And now I'll screw it back down. Now we'll get the ones underneath again, put those back. Okay, we'll get the last screw on here. And now we'll put our knobs back on. Close that door up too. Alright, so now we're going to set the range top back down. And I'm going to make sure that I get this lip on the back on top of these tabs right here. And once I do that, just make sure it's nice and flush against the back and push it down so it clips in. So now what I'm going to do, because these aren't completely lined up, and I'm going to use a pair of needle nose pliers, and I'm going to just grab a small piece wherever I can, line up the holes, and screw it back in. Now that that's all screwed down, I can put our burners and burner caps back into place. So now we're going to reconnect our stove to the gas line. There we go. Now tighten it the rest of the way with our channel locks. There we go. In case your adapter is spinning inside, you might want to get another pair of channel locks just to hold that in place. And then you can tighten it the rest of the way. There we go. Now we can turn our gas back on. And your repair is complete. Finally, don't forget to plug in your appliance. If you need to replace any parts for your appliances, you can find an OEM replacement part on our website, PCApplianceRepair.com. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, and share our video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us make more videos just like these for you to watch for free.